I've got to make this point because I'm old, right? I always make this point. Sorry to people who've heard this before. I used a mobile phone in Oxford Street, 1989. It wasn't my mobile phone. The company had a pool of mobile phones which you signed out. Someone rang me on Oxford Street. I answered the phone, and 2 people shouted abuse at me from passing taxis. So I was there with this brick mobile phone on Oxford Street making a phone call. Someone in a black cab pulled down the back window and shouted wanker. Okay?
I don't think it's because of the phone, Rory.
When I first got a mobile phone, which would have been about 1990, 1991, the phone rang. I was on the top of a London bus. The phone rang. It was my friend in America. And I said something like, "What time is it over there?" or something. I then realised that I'd revealed to the other people on the bus, not only was I on a mobile phone, but I was talking to someone in a different country. And I was actually mildly concerned at the threat of physical violence against me. And we forget all this. Okay, the backstory, we concertina the past, okay, down. And the backstory is they weren't mobile phones, then someone invented the mobile phone and we all got one. Everything requires marketing because everything significant requires behavioural change. Humans find behavioural change difficult. The biggest mistake you can make, I think, in a business is to think, I've got a big idea, therefore it doesn't require marketing. Because the bigger your idea is, the more behavioural change is required, therefore the more marketing it will need. I made a really nice living in an ad agency for about 9 years, working on the BT account, persuading people to get broadband instead of dial-up. I promise I'm not making this up, okay? You had to write to people, you sent them a letter, and you said it's worth paying a bit extra to have faster internet access rather than plugging into the phone line and ringing a number. Okay, old people will all recognise this period of their past when you get really cross because you were on the internet and some twat would pick up the extension and it would fuck up your connection. I'm not making this stuff up.
I used to
there was no Wi-Fi.
I was young. I used to play Club Penguin at the time, and the same thing would happen.
So someone would pick up the phone when you were on Club Penguin and you were doing one of those riddles.
I'd be like, "Mum, fuck off. I'm speaking to a paedophile on the internet."
Actually, funny enough, my own children did have to report some slightly pervy penguin behaviour at one point. But actually, I think they should bring back Club Penguin. I thought it was actually wonderful, to be honest. I thought it was lovely. How many puffles did you have? You must have collected those puffles, those little furry things, which were like the pets.
Yeah, a few. I can't remember, Rory.
Because I had a daughter. My daughter, it was tragic because she lent something like her Club Penguin account to a cousin, who then failed to feed the puffles, and they all ran away. And this was literally like having a pet die.
Well, I experienced my first experience of grief through a Tamagotchi. So it must have been something similar for your daughters.
Yeah, if your puffles all ran away, that was total misery, yeah. But actually, a lot of it was really good. Disney bought it, didn't they? And then for some reason it closed down. But some of the puzzles you had to do were really, really good brain exercises. You had to earn whatever it was you earned. It wasn't fish, was it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Currency. It might have been fish. But occasionally my kids, annoyingly, would make me go and earn them fish. Great, and so I'd be sitting there. But the puzzles, some of the little things you had to solve required real ingenuity. I thought it was educationally fantastic. Really, I miss